In 1979, BMW introduced the first heated grips on the R100 RT, and people thought it was really lame, for little baby bitch boys even. But nowadays, anyone riding in cold weather either has them or wants them. Here are 3 unique options and how to properly install them. Oxford has been in the heated grip game since the late 90s, and their product has seen very little changes, because it is so cool when you substitute Z for S. Available from F9 in 4 flavors to suit a variety of styles, $140 nets you 2 grips, a smart heat controller with 5 settings, auto shutoff, and a mounting bracket, plus grip glue and all necessary wiring. The install is fairly straightforward. Start by removing any bodywork that's in the way, as well as the previous grips. You can slice them down the center with a knife for easy removal, but these are vintage ones, so I'm going to squirt some IPA in there and work them off in one piece. Starting at the battery and using the OEM cable clips, I'll run the wires up to the triple clamps following the factory wiring. A word of warning when installing the grips: the included glue is like Forrest Gump, it runs everywhere. To mount the heat controller, you've got 2 options. You can use the included adhesive-backed pad, but that is tacky and not going to last a year. So instead, opt for the universal bracket, which universally doesn't fit anything. I tried it on 7 of the bikes we have here at Fort9, and it worked on 1 of them. I had to get creative and raided Girish's camera gear. Regardless of what you do to get this thing mounted, I recommend you put it on the left side so you can easily operate it with your clutch hand. After letting the glue dry, I was met with instant disappointment. Bruh. So I roughed up the surface on the bar and inside the grip, then tried again with Gorilla Glue. This worked much better. The wires are a mile long, so you needn't worry about length, even if you ride a ruin. Once again, follow the factory wiring into the area behind the triple clamps. Connecting the plugs is fairly simple. The battery goes to the controller and the controller goes to the grips. Then tuck everything away neatly, making sure you can twist the throttle fully and that nothing gets pinched or pulled when you turn the bars from side to side. 5 settings is honestly way more than necessary, and the controller is guaranteed not to blend in on your bars. Furthermore, the heaters are inside the grip, so they're noticeably thicker than stock, and when they wear out, you gotta replace the whole thing. So to get around that, Oxford decided to make them out of boot rubber, which ironically doesn't grip very well at all. But despite these shortcomings, the heaters have set the standard for all the other heated grips. I've run them on 2 of my own bikes with great success. Every motorcycle has grips for your hands, but what about your ass? When I'm gripping and ripping, I don't want to be sliding off the back. That's why I'm making an online store to sell grip top seat covers with our sponsor, Squarespace. Their user interface has a nearly infinite selection of templates to choose from, and if that's not enough, Squarespace just launched a new feature called Design Intelligence, which builds a completely personalized website using AI. With just a few words, I can utilize Squarespace's 20 years of web design expertise and have my site ready in minutes. I can share my products and mission statement. Here's a photo of my grandfather before he slid off the back of his bike in 1999. With just a few clicks, my store page is ready, and thanks to Squarespace Payments, gaggles of grip top guys and gals will be able to pay with a wide variety of options, including Klarna, Apple Pay, Afterpay, and ClearPay. In order to appear near the top of the search results, Squarespace has me covered with integrated SEO tools. Each and every website is optimized to be indexed with meta descriptions and an auto-generated sitemap. Check out squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Fort9 for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain when you use code Fort9. For $20 more than the Oxfords, you can have the Coso Apollo heated grips, which more eloquently accomplish the same thing. Sold in 120 and 130mm lengths, the latter of which will be too long for most motorcycles, the Coso's big selling point is the integrated thumb switch, which, like the Oxfords, has 5 settings and automatic shutoff. Installation is virtually the same as before, except it's simpler thanks to the integration of the controller into the left grip. The kit was, however, missing a connector for the battery, and that was rather inconvenient. My best advice when installing any grips is to make sure you glue the bar and not the grip. If you do the latter, when you slide the grip on, all the glue will get pushed into the bar end, and your grip won't be glued. But your throttle, well, it sure will be. Although both effectively heat your hands, I much prefer the Cosos over the Oxfords because they're way less intrusive. And if ease of installation is your primary concern, then look no further. However, in both cases, you are limited to a poor selection of girthy grip patterns with way more settings than necessary. So here's one more option, and it's my personal favorite. Enter adhesive-backed heating pads for underneath your grips. Now, there's a myriad of options when it comes to these, and most of them are absolute junk. Take this Kimpex set, for example. You get 2 pads, 2 settings, and quality so questionable, It's guaranteed not to last 2 seasons. But the idea is brilliant. Have a heated pad that goes discreetly underneath any grip of your choice, wire it to a simple switch, and you're set. Thankfully, there are better versions of this design available. Products are made in the USA, and their dual-range undergrip heat pads are so good, it's a sin. The only catch is they lack the automatic shutoff of the Kosos or the Oxfords, but you can get around that by wiring them to an accessory plug that's turned on and off by the key. Except, what if your bike doesn't have an accessory plug? Using a normally open relay and a few basic components, we can safely and professionally get these installed. A relay works by accepting power from 2 sources. When pin 85 gets powered, it closes an internal switch, allowing current to flow through from pin 30 out through pin 87. So by connecting a keyed source to 85, such as the headlight, connecting the battery to 30, an accessory to 87, and a ground to 86, you get full power directly from the battery to the accessory, but not if the ignition is off. This setup can be applied to a USB plug, auxiliary lights, or in our case, heated grips. The switch included with the Heat Demons is a 3-position with high-low, but it's not designed to be bar-mounted, so that sucks. Instead, I'm going to be using this 2-position switch, and I'm going to wire it like Frank. All or nothing at all. Starting with the headlight, I spliced into the low-beam wire and ran that up to the switch, and then back down to the triple clamps where I'll be mounting the relay. The Heat Demons come with a shrink tube to help insulate against the metal on the clutch side, so I installed that before sticking on the pads. The designer must have been out to lunch because the ground wire is red, blue is low, and white is high. Come on! Come on! Okay, so the verdict is don't even attempt this unless you have your air compressor ready to go, because it is not happening with all the shit that's on there right now. It's not happening. We're gonna this grip, man. It's gonna be sick. I ran both a ground and a fused power wire from the battery, following factory wiring, up to the triple clamps. After that, I connected the yellow wire from the switch to pin 85, then the red power wire from the battery to pin 30. Both white wires from the pads go to pin 87, and finally the red grounds from both heat pads plus the black ground from the battery to pin 86. So now my palms and my fingers are warm, but the tops of my hands are still freezing. Decent quality heated gloves are crazy expensive, so here's a budget-minded alternative. Made in Australia, these are Barkbuster Storm handguards, and they're designed to shelter your hands from oncoming weather. Now, they're sold as a single-point mount for touring, but if you're more into off-road, you can actually get them as a replacement set for the Barkbuster 2-point mount system. If you already have handguards, no problem. These are Climb Deflect handlebar muffs. Designed for snowmobilers, they're essentially a weatherproof sleeping bag that goes around your hands. They fit nicely over top of handguards, and they're easy to install, so you can keep a set in your luggage for if the weather changes unexpectedly. You pair these babies with some heated grips and you've got yourself a portable oven. Thanks for watching.